Education wasn't designed to get you a job. It wasn't even designed to get you a promotion. Education was designed to equip you with the skills and the knowledge so then you can do the job very well. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that today because I see an increasing number of LinkedIn posts about not being able to find a job despite having several degrees and PhDs and all sorts of qualifications. And the reason is because education was not meant to get you a job. It's not, its purpose is very different. Now, obviously, common sense needs to be applied in this topic because I'm not talking about very specialized field, engineering, medicine, and all that. You can't do those jobs without having a qualification. Here I talk about jobs that you can do without qualifications. Hi, I'm Sylvia, an organizational psychologist, and I talk about anything and everything related to human resources. So hit the subscribe button, follow, and put your comments below because I really would like to see your experience or hear about your experiences related to this topic because the job market out there is tough. But I think we made it even more difficult by over-educating the workforce because now if you have a degree, obviously you have certain expectations, right? I'm not going to do this job because I have a degree. But that's not what the job market needs. And that's the problem. We have over-educated the population. The job market doesn't want that. And now what are we going to do? People rather sit at home crying about their degrees and not being able to find a job. But that's not the solution. Yes, it is reality that nobody wants to talk about, that the world doesn't need so many degrees, university degrees and PhDs. What we would need is vocational schools and qualifications, but that's not available because we got rid of them, right? That's another topic. But here in this short video, I would like to talk about the struggles, and maybe it's not the degree or, anybody's fault. It's just people have chosen degrees and PhDs that don't give them any relevant and useful skills and knowledge that the workplace, the workforce, the market needs. It's a very basic supply and demand principle, right? The job market needs these skills. Do you have it or you don't have it? And that's about it, right? So if you can have 10 different kind of degrees, but if nobody wants that, that's not much of a point. And it's not the fault of the degree, it's not the fault of you, it's not the fault of the job market, it's just a mismatch. So that's why we always say, study what you want to do and check if that job is still, there is a market for it. And it's going to become extremely or increasingly more difficult because jobs are going and coming. We know that by 2030, 40% of the jobs that exist today will not exist in 6 years or 5 years. So what do we study? It's very difficult, right? But if you look at that, what kind of skills I have, how can I contribute, and you start building your experience in the workforce, it doesn't actually matter what kind of degree you have or what kind of job you want, because degree or education is one area, right? Decide what you want to do and enter that field one way or another. I always studied, and I have multiple degrees and certifications and enough qualifications for me to serve few people. But for me, it was always because I wanted to be better at the job that I was doing. I never studied HR because I wanted to become a HR person. I was already within the HR team, and I'm like, okay, I started doing HR stuff. I'm like, okay, I'm incompetent in this field, so let me go and study. So I studied, I got the knowledge and the academic background, plus I had the experience as well because I was actively doing it. The same with my organizational psychologist degree. I work within HR. I study organizations, so I got to do the academic part, the knowledge part, and also the experience part. So with any qualification, remember this simple principle. Always study something because it will allow you to do your job better. And if it doesn't, because the job doesn't exist, or you don't have that job, you can still study, but that's not going to get you the job probably. Do study because you want to become more competent in what you do. But don't study with the aim of getting a job or getting the promotion, because that's not how the world of work works. Employers don't actually care what kind of education you have. And we have data that LinkedIn posts, 30 to 35% of posts have removed their qualification requirement. So it's moving away because employers realize that, hey, now once again, there are certain jobs that you need to have certain qualifications, and I'm not disputing that. I'm talking about those jobs that don't require. So look at those. What do you want to do? And be ready to have 3 to 4 careers or different type of jobs in your life, because the world of work is changing every day. And by the time you finish a university degree, that job might be gone, automated, taken over by AI or whatever, or we just don't need it anymore. So it's becoming very difficult, but what I really want you guys to take away from this video, that you can cry on LinkedIn that I have degrees, but I can't find a job. It's nothing to do with your degree or the finding a job. It's a mismatch between the job market and what you have to offer. So the job market is not going to change for you. You need to change for the job market. And the second one that I would like you guys to take away is that you always learn and study and educate yourself in order to be more competent in what you do, and not to get a job or to get a promotion. Now that will come automatically if you are really good at what you do, hopefully, but it will not get you. I have never seen a hiring because that person has a PhD, that person has a degree, that person has some sort of qualification. Not even my instructional design certificate, which I was really proud of, and it was very bloody hard to do. As a talent development professional, you need to be able to design courses. And each time when I mentioned, nobody even acknowledged. Nobody has ever asked, and we should not be hiring L&D professionals without that certification, if I'm honest. But nobody cared. Can you do the job based on how the employer wants you to do the job? And that's it. So match your skills and knowledge and expertise to what the job market wants. That's the only way you can beat the job search or win the job search, and just don't forget about the idea that your education is going to get you anything. No, it's going to equip you with the skills and knowledge, so then you can do a really good job. I hope this helps.